Stephen Ogg in it. I love GTA. I loved The Walking Dead. I'm a fan of Stephen Ogg. And then this movie's called Scared Shitless. I kind of feel like I have to watch it because the premise just sounds a bit out there. But yeah, my name is Kevin Howell and this is Nerdly Out Loud, the official channel of nerdly.co.uk, your favourite British home for all of your news reviews and exclusive interviews. I like to cover everything from the big budget to the no budget to the low budget, with a special keen interest on the lower end of the scale. That's where my heart lives, it's where it lies. Please do go over to the website, check everything out over there. Please do hit that like, subscribe, ding that notification bell so that you know whenever I put an episode out. But most of all, let's just talk about the movie Scared Shitless, which has recently played at Fright Fest down in London. And of course, Fright Fest brought to you by Pigeon Shrine, which is Tom Payton's baby. Mark that off your bingo card. I mentioned Tom Payton in a review. Let's talk about Scared Shitless, because watching this movie, I wouldn't say I was scared shitless, but yeah, it was a movie. Let's talk about it. And as always, I'll talk about the plot of the movie, then I'll get into the cast and crew of the movie, then I'll talk about what I did and didn't like about the movie, and then we will go into my Nerdly Out Loud rating, which is my rating, not the rating of Nerdly on the whole. Now, I say I'm going to talk about the plot of this movie. It's pretty threadbare, but we're going to get into it. So we start our movie and there's some sort of experiment going on in a weird laboratory somewhere. And things aren't quite going the way they're supposed to, and it's all a little bit ominous and sinister. And this thing that I can only describe as like, you ever see the movie Tremors? Like a really small Tremors. And then like, you ever see the movie Slither? Like a little bit like that. So it's like a tremor, but a slither tremor. And it's got little fangs and things. And then there's like a ball of like gooey balls, chain of gooey balls. You know, like The Rock, where Nicolas Cage takes out the CS gas. It's a little bit like that, but like gooey and alienified and, you know, gooey and ball. So there's this whole thing about them. They're all there. And then we cut to Don, played by Stephen Ogg. And Don is a local plumber, and he's been called out to the local nursing home because there's always problems out there, but normally he just goes there and he uses the plunger, and he'll get rid of the crap and it'll go down the U-bend. He has decided that tonight is the night he's going to take his germophobic son, Sonny. Hates germs, all that kind of thing. Like, we get a little bit of a backstory, but not much about why. This is the night that he's decided I'm going to take him out on the job and I'm going to try and get rid of this germophobia that he has, and I'm going to give him these awesome gloves that mean he can put his hands down the toilet. In effect, he's being a good father because he's trying to help his son get over this fear that he has. But also, I kind of feel like he just wants a little bit of help in unclogging people's toilets. So they get to the nursing home and there's a little bit of stuff and things going on. Things turn a little bit weird, like poo and blood and all this comes through like the drains and stuff like that. And they're kind of taking it a little bit in their stride, but they start to realize that, you know what, something's not quite right around here. Maybe we need to investigate this further by going down to the cellar. And that's when things really, really get grim. Because what is happening here is that the things from the start of the movie in the experiment lab or the experiment they were doing, they are now in the waterworks, they're in the pipes for this nursing home, and they're kind of just working their way around the different residents. And they're coming up through the thing. Remember that little tremor thing? But it's smaller than a tremor, so it's like a baby tremor. They're kind of like coming up through the toilets and like just straight up eating people, like eating them, like face hugging their faces. So it's like a tremor face hugger thing. It's kind of like, it's hard to describe what this thing looks like. Like, I kind of thought it looked like a turd to start with, but it doesn't really look that much like a turd. It just looks like a baby tremor, but like tiny little graboids tremors. Graboids. Looks like one of them. So yeah, and then it becomes a fight for survival. Don and Sonny are going to try and take out these little beasties. They're going to try and save the day. That's the kind of movie we're going to have. It's going to be absolutely crazy batshit nuts, and it's just going to get crazier and crazier and crazier as we meet some of the residents and we get some of the kills. So let's talk a little bit about the cast. Now, I've already mentioned who plays most of these people. However, to be completely honest, I don't know a great deal about a lot of them other than Stephen Ogg. I'm a big Stephen Ogg fan, big Walking Dead fan when he was in it. Walking Dead tailed off towards the end. It kind of died on its ass, but I liked it when he was still in it. Loved him as the voice of Trevor. Big fan of Stephen Ogg. So it was great to actually see him in this, like doing a lower budget movie, lower budget horror movie as well, very genrefied, and just loving it. Really getting the point of the movie and really getting the point of his character and just kind of like letting it be what it is. He's not trying to ham up the acting to any degree. He's not trying to make the next scene the best acting performance he's ever done. He's fully aware that he's playing a plumber dealing with turd-like graboid-looking things that are basically just coming up out of the toilet and just destroying things. And he gets that. It's like the old school trauma style movies. It's like that madness type of stuff. On the other hand, Sonny, played by Daniel Doheny, like, I kind of do feel like he is giving a bit of a performance. And that's why it's great, because he's sort of like the straight man to Stephen Ogg's, like, just loving what he's doing and just being all up in there. And I'm not saying that he's not delivering a good performance, because he is delivering a good performance, but he is more like, he's us. He's like, what the hell is going on? I'm not touching that. That's a turd. You can put your hand down the toilet because that's a turd. And I'm not touching it. And that's kind of like, I've said turd quite a lot in this review. I feel like that's going to be like, I should have like a turd counter. He's playing that role, and that's fine. He plays it well. The two of them play really well together. All three of them, in fact, when they team up with Chelsea Clark, all three of them play really well together. And it's just enjoyment. It's just a bit of fun. You can't take this movie too seriously, but it is just fun. It makes you laugh. It makes you smile. It kind of makes you feel a bit icky at times, which isn't a bad thing. Sometimes we need to feel icky. What I'm trying to say is, this is the perfect movie to be showing at Fright Fest. Absolutely. Fright Fest is known for these types of movies. Like, every now and then they do play like some highbrow stuff or some like upper level stuff, and that's brilliant, that's fine. But when you go to a movie festival like Fright Fest, you're going to see movies like Scared Shitless. You don't know what you're going to get when you walk through the door. And Scared Shitless is one of those movies that I would be so happy if I had just seen the title and thought, I'm going to go in and watch that, because that just sounds like it's going to be a whole bunch of fun. And that's kind of where it lives and lies, and it's where people will get most of the enjoyment from, absolutely. And I guess that leans into what I did and didn't like, because what I did like is that director, Vivieno Caldinelli, knows exactly what he's doing here. Like, this does scream early James Gunn. It does scream Trauma, The Kaufman, The Toxic Avengers. It screams all those movies we loved back then, but in a new light and in a new way, and still paying the ultimate homage to those kinds of movies by staying true to their colours and not watering down stuff. And that's also a testament to Brandon Cohen, who did the writing on this, and you can't beat that sometimes. Something like, I put this on and my 16-year-old daughter was like, I'm not watching this, and she got up and walked out the room. And you know what? That's what's wrong. That's what's wrong with cinema goers now. They want to go and see the big budget superhero, spandex and lycra, whatever. Go and watch those movies. Please do. Because if you're going to walk out and not watch a movie called Scared Shitless about little graboid looking turds, I don't want to know that person. I mean, it's my daughter, so I have to kind of know her. But this is just a fun movie. And that's what I really liked about it. It knew what it was. It plays on those 80s kind of vibes as well. So it does everything it's supposed to do correct. I loved the scene. I don't really want to like go too far into spoilers and whatnot, because there is a lot of fun to be had with this movie. But I especially love one of the scenes where it's kind of like a toilet's eye view, and the little thing's coming up, and there's a guy sat on the toilet, and his meaty clackers, like his clacker bag, is right there, and the thing just kind of comes up, and I just... Is that not everyone's fear when you sit down on the toilet? It's one of the reasons I don't want to go to Australia or anywhere like that, because there's like snakes living in the toilets and alligators and crocodiles. I don't want them biting my clacker bag. But yeah, just little moments like that. And the girl who gets in the shower and she's kind of like doing like a live stream, you know, nudie kind of cam girl thing. And obviously everybody's just spamming the button and telling her what to do. And it's just so much fun because things start happening behind her, and Stephen Ogg's going to try and take them out. Trevor from GTA is going to try and take them out with his plumbing skills. He's essentially Luigi in this movie. So I'm just going to get into my rating. And you know what? I had a ton of fun. And this is the sort of movie that I don't know if you can go around slapping a 5 out of 5 on a movie like this. It's very low budget, but it is very well made. They absolutely knew the wheelhouse they were aiming at. They knew the audience they were aiming at. Showing this at like Fantasia Fest and Fright Fest, those are absolutely 1,000,000% where you should be showing this movie. It's made to be loved by those audiences, and those audiences are going to love it every time. So you know what? I am going to drop a 5 out of 5 on this film because I just laughed my arse off. And it's been a wee while since I laughed my arse off at a movie that was intentionally trying to make me laugh my arse off while being icked out a little bit. And on that, my name's been Kevin Halden. This is Nerdly Out Loud, the official channel of nerdly.co.uk. Please do check out the website, go and see all the other reviews over there. No doubt somebody will have done a review of Scared Shitless on the Nerdly website, so please do check out their review. Watch the movie when it hits streaming platforms or anything like that. If you see it at a local festival, obviously it's showing at Fright Fest, but if you see it at any other local festivals or whatnot, go and see Scared Shitless. Tell everybody that you came for the graboid turds, the turdoids, you came for them, and you stayed for everything else. Stephen Ogg is absolutely wonderful. He's just totally living it up in this movie. You can tell on his face and in his character and the way he delivers his lines, he's just having so much fun with this movie. He's not taking himself serious. He's not taking the movie serious. I mean, he's maybe taking the movie serious because he is making a movie, but he's just thoroughly having fun. Watch the movie, make your own mind up, come back, let me know how right I was, and we're not going to give it 5 out of 5 stars, we're going to give it 5 out of 5 turdoids. Turdoids.